Let me ask you something before we begin. There is a race you have already lost 100 times, and you probably never even noticed you were running it. It is not a race against the smartest person in your class. It is not a race against the people who seem to have everything figured out. It is a race against a slower, quieter version of yourself. The version that simply keeps going, even when no one is watching, even when it is boring, even when there is no applause. Today, I want to tell you the oldest story ever told about that race. You have heard it before as a child, but I promise you have never heard the version that actually matters. So stay with me until the very end, because the real lesson is hidden in plain sight. A long, long time ago, in a green and sunlit forest, there lived a hare who was famous. He was famous for one thing above all else: speed. He was the fastest creature anyone had ever seen. When the hare ran, the wind seemed to lean back in surprise. The other animals would gather just to watch him bound across the meadow, his legs a blur, his ears flat against the rushing air. And the hare knew it. Oh, he knew it well. Every morning, he would stand at the edge of the forest and remind everyone, in case they had somehow forgotten overnight, that he was the quickest animal alive. Now in the same forest, there lived a tortoise. The tortoise was, to put it kindly, slow. He carried his heavy shell on his back wherever he went, and he moved at a pace that made the snails feel hurried. Step, pause. Step, turn, pause. He was never in a rush, because rushing was simply not something his body could do, and the hare found this endlessly amusing. He would race circles around the tortoise, kicking up dust, laughing. "How do you stand it?" he would call out. "How do you live, moving so slowly? By the time you cross the meadow, the seasons will have changed." The tortoise never got angry. He would just look up, blink slowly, and keep walking. Step, pause. Step, soon. But one day, after the hare had been especially cruel, the tortoise stopped. He turned his old wise face toward the hare and said something that made the entire forest go silent. He said, "I will race you." The hare nearly fell over laughing. A race? Between the fastest animal in the forest and the slowest? It was absurd. It was a joke. But the tortoise was not joking. He said it again, calmly. "I will race you. From this meadow, across the river path, to the great oak tree on the far hill. Tomorrow at dawn." The hare wiped a tear of laughter from his eye and agreed at once. This, he thought, would be the easiest victory of his life, and the funniest. Word spread through the forest that night. Every animal wanted to see it. The foxes, the birds, the deer, the field mice, all of them gathered at the starting line the next morning as the sun came up. There was a buzz of excitement, and underneath it, a quiet question that nobody dared say out loud. Why would the tortoise agree to a race he could not possibly win? At dawn, the old owl called the start, and the hare was gone. In a heartbeat, in a single blink, he was a speck in the distance. Then he was over the first hill. Then he was out of sight entirely. The crowd gasped. The tortoise, meanwhile, had taken exactly 3 steps. Step, pause. And, pause. Step, turn. The animals watched him, and some of them began to feel sorry for him. But the tortoise did not look sorry. He simply faced the far hill, fixed his eyes on the great oak tree, and kept walking. Now, here's where the story turns, and here is where most people stop paying attention. So listen closely. The hare was so far ahead that he could no longer even see the starting line, and a thought crept into his mind, a comfortable, dangerous thought. He thought, "I am so far ahead. I am so fast. That ridiculous tortoise will not reach this spot for hours and hours. Why should I tire myself out? Why not rest? Why not lie down here in this soft patch of grass, in this warm morning sun, and take a little nap? I will still win by a mile. And so the hare, certain of his own greatness, curled up in the grass beside the path. The sun was warm. The grass was soft. His eyes grew heavy, and he fell fast asleep, a smile on his face, dreaming of the cheering crowd that would greet him at the finish line. Meanwhile, far behind, the tortoise walked. Step, but darling. Pause. I am step. Now, he did not think about the hare. He did not think about how far ahead he was, or how slow he himself was. He thought about one thing only, the next step, and then the next, and then the one after that. The sun rose higher. The tortoise passed the soft patch of grass where the hare lay sleeping, and he did not stop, and he did not gloat. He simply kept walking toward the oak tree on the hill. Hours passed. The hare slept on, and finally, in the late afternoon, something tickled the hare's ear, and he woke with a start. He looked around, confused, blinking in the lower sun, and then panic seized him. How long had he slept? He leapt to his feet and ran, faster than he had ever run in his life, his heart pounding. He flew over the hills, across the river path, toward the great oak tree. But as he came over the final rise, his legs went weak. Because there, at the finish line, surrounded by every cheering animal in the forest, stood the tortoise. The slow, old, heavy tortoise. He had won. And the hare could not believe it. He had been faster. He had been better. He had every natural gift, and he had still lost. And the tortoise, when the noise died down, said only this. He said, "You are faster than me. You always were. But speed is not the same as finishing. I did not beat you because I was quick. I beat you because I never stopped." Now let me tell you why this story has survived for thousands of years, and why it matters more to you right now than almost anything else you will hear this week. We live in a world that worships the hare. We celebrate talent. We celebrate the people who seem to do things effortlessly, the ones who are naturally gifted, naturally smart, naturally fast. And quietly, without realizing it, we tell ourselves a poisonous little story that if we are not the hare, if things do not come easily to us, then we have already lost. But look closer at the race. The hare did not lose because he was slow. He lost because he believed his talent was enough. He lost because he stopped. And the tortoise did not win because he was fast. He won because he understood something the hare never did. That the race is not decided by how brilliantly you start. It is decided by whether you keep going. Think about your own life. Think about the student who is naturally clever, who breezes through the early years without trying, and who slowly falls behind because they never learned how to work. And think about the student who struggles at first, who is not the smartest in the room, but who shows up every single day, who studies a little even when it is boring, who keeps walking toward the oak tree while the gifted ones are napping in the grass. 5 years later, 10 years later, who is standing at the finish line. This is the secret almost no one believes until it is too late. Consistency beats talent. Not sometimes, almost always. Because talent is a head start, but it is not a finish line. The most gifted person in the world, if they stop, will be overtaken by an ordinary person who refuses to stop. Your daily, boring, unglamorous effort is studying no one sees, the small steps you take when you would rather rest. That is the tortoise inside you. And the tortoise wins. So here's what I want you to take from this old, simple story. Do not waste your energy wishing you were the hare. Do not measure yourself against the people who seem faster. Become The tortoise. Pick one thing, one small habit, and do it every day. Do not break it twice. When the work is boring, keep walking. When you cannot see your progress, keep walking. When the talented ones are resting, certain they have already won, you keep walking toward your oak tree. Step, part, pause. Step, part, rewind. Because one day, the sun will be low in the sky, and you will come over the final hill, and you will find that the slow, steady, unstoppable version of you has carried you all the way to a place the talented ones never reached. They had speed. You had something better. You finished. If this story moved you, subscribe, because I tell one like this every week. Give it a like so it reaches another person who needs to hear it. And tell me in the comments which part hit you the hardest, and what your oak tree is, the finish line you are walking toward right now. Keep going. I will see you in the next one.